Hello all, welcome to our first podcast. So, this is dbPT Transformation Studio. I'm Cade.
And I'm Darren.
And today we're just going to have a little bit of chat about my dad's journey and what inspired him to be where he is now. This should be on iTunes at some point, but there'll be a video for this at the moment. So, from the get-go, obviously, my dad is a personal trainer, been for 4 years now. Five years now. And just some questions I'll ask you, just so people know what inspired this. What inspired you to be where you are now? What made you start fitness?
That's a strange answer to that. Nothing inspired me, actually. I was actually pushed into it originally. I've been running businesses for many years, and I was overweight, had arthritis, which put me in a bit of a mess. I had to lift my legs out of bed in the morning, which was the worst thing. So I went to the hospital, had an MRI scan, all the normal malarkey, and got told there was nothing they could do to help me. So I was very fortunate that I sold my business and I took 6 months off, and I went on a mission to heal myself, and that's really how it all started. So it was more due to arthritis. So maybe we can talk a little bit more about arthritis and what we've done to help that, if you like, Cade.
That'll be its own individual episode, I reckon. Arthritis and all about it.
There you go. But basically, so I started it to heal my arthritis, and that started me on my journey, healing myself and then helping others, and then that pushed me into becoming a personal trainer.
So, what was the hardest thing about starting your journey? Obviously, you've never really sustained much fitness throughout your life. Obviously, you were quite heavy in work and you didn't really do much exercise at all. What was the hardest part about fully exercising?
It's just like anything. It's making that move to do it again, isn't it? I knew I had to do something after I sold the business. I lost 2.5 stone originally. I did just feel terrible, stress, and all the issues I had. So it was a point of I can't do nothing. I have to do something. So it started with research. I mean, that's what I do. I'm a simplifier. So I looked at all the research, and if we go back to arthritis, I try to figure out how I can make myself feel better. So through research, it became very evident that one of the single best things I could do was to increase my strength, to get stronger, because obviously arthritis is a bone issue, and the muscles would assist with my movement. So it kept coming up again and again. So I thought, okay, let's get stronger, and that's really what turned me towards pushing the weights again. I used to do some weight training in my younger life. Hadn't done it for a long time though. So I knew the background of it. I went back in it, started pushing weights, and really from then, as that started to improve my body initially, I then started looking at the nutrition side of things to see what I could do for my arthritis with regards to nutrition.
So in terms of nutrition, was that a drastic change? I mean, of course, I've always eaten healthy due to my parents eating healthily. Did your diet change at all drastically, or was it roughly the same?
Well, as you say, we've always eaten well. I've always been fairly healthy. We have our moments, and we still do, to be honest. But no, not really. I mean, for me, it was my diet changed. Of course, as I started getting onto the weights, I then wanted to lose weight. I lost 2.5 stone. So the research continued into diets and how to lose weight. So as everyone knows, the diet industry is complex. So I'm very good at cutting through the shit, so to say. So I literally looked at all the diets, what was available, and again, I'm very good at seeing what works and what doesn't work. So I dug through it and created my own diet. I created an own diet that I use for all my clients today. So I just looked at what was available for me, what works, tricks and tips, and put it all together. And that helped me lose weight. So, as you say, we always ate fairly healthy, so that didn't change too much. I say too much, it did, because I added lots more vegetables and foods in. And I took an interest in anti-inflammatory foods because of my arthritis and supplementation and things like that. But generally, good changes, positive changes, and just the way I ate changed a little bit, but generally not that much. But Well, where I lost 2.5 stone originally doing it, so it was just literally placing myself in a calorie deficit to an extent.
Okay, so your diet template, let's call it Darren's diet. Could this diet be used for anyone? Is it a template that anyone can use if they want to follow a good diet?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I call myself a guinea pig, so I literally test everything on myself to see how it works, and I've done some crazy shit in my time. So I test it so I can then learn from it and pass it on to my clients. And I understand what works on me doesn't work on everyone, I know that. But there are certain things that do work. When I literally started my diet, I found a lot of things that had a lot of scientific research behind them. That was evident to me that it should work, so I used them. And there were other things that were a little bit woo-woo, which I liked. It made sense to me. So yeah, I combined those things and put it into a diet, used it myself, lost weight, used it on friends and family, and they lost weight. And then, to answer your question, yes, I just took that and used it on my clients. Of course, everybody's different, so we adapt it all the time. Everyone has their own journey as such, so it's not all about being in a calorie deficit. You know, as you know, Katie, we help people gain weight and we help people get healthier. So the diet does vary, but a lot of the concepts remain the same, especially when it comes to losing weight if you've been overeating for a long time. If you've been undereating, then the parameters are far different, but generally there are a lot of concepts that do work on the diet, yes.
Okay, so a little bit about you again. So you're 54, well 50.
Don't make me another bloody year older, you bugger. I'm
You're
53.
53 now.
Do you know what? This is the first podcast and I need a haircut, but I'm just at 53. I'm glad to have hair still, so I'm not going to moan. But I will get a haircut for the next one.
Okay. So anyway, back to the question. So you are 53.
53.
53
thank you.
at the moment.
Yeah.
And would you say that your age impedes you still in any way? Obviously, you're quite in a fit state now, but does your age still affect you in any other ways at all?
Even if it did, I would tell myself no. I'm into longevity, as you know, and as you know, my son and a lot of people know, I'm into longevity. I want to live a long time. I want to move and be healthy and fit. My initial journey, I started at 48, and my plan was to be fit at 50. And I can honestly say at 50 years old, that is the best I ever looked and felt in my life, even in my early 20s. I continued the journey. I was 53 a month ago, so over a month ago. Still look pretty good for my age. I'm always fighting back. So even if I felt old, I won't admit it to myself. And I think, as you know, again, son, a lot of what we do here at the Transformation Studio is to do with the mind. We work with the mind pretty much more than the body to an extent. And so if I want to stay young, I have to think young, and I strongly believe that. So I do think young and I act young, and as you know, we dance and groove and have fun in our studio and everyone loves it, but that's what keeps me young. So that is a big part of it as well. So yeah, in my mind, I'm still 25, 24, maybe 23.
But he's 53.
Yeah, but I'm 53, yeah, unfortunately.
You don't look it though, to be honest.
No, well again, I'm into that. That's my thing. I'm into longevity. This is my journey. A lot of people, we had this last few days, people seeing my picture on Facebook and saying I'm a bit intimidating, having the muscle. Well, I'm the most unintimidating person you'd ever meet.
Big teddy bear.
Yeah. But this is my journey. And yeah, I don't do Instagram and lots of these things. I should try harder, but I don't. I like looking good at my age, but I don't do it for that reason. I do it because I enjoy it, number one. I really do like it. And it is cool looking, or having an 8-pack, and not a 6-pack. I've got an 8-pack now. So having an 8-pack at 53 years old is pretty cool, and I like it. But this is my journey. I do it for me, for no one else. And when people see me, I'm not showing off. I'm just, it's what I do. I like it. So when people look at me and they sort of think that, it does annoy me a little bit, because I'd rather people look at me and say, look, he looks okay for an old git. So, Yeah, so no, I do it for those reasons. I like training, I like fitness, I like longevity. I want to live a long time. There's lots of things I do, as you know, son, that some crazy things that I'm into. But hopefully it will keep working, and hopefully I can stay young as long as I can.
Cool. Well, okay, I'll be back with you for the moment. Well, if you could give anyone any tips, so say someone's just starting out, fitness or nutrition, any tips you could give them to give them a bit of a head start? Because I know it's quite, what's the word?
Daunting?
Daunting's a great word.
Yeah.
Quite daunting having to start something you've never done before, specifically if it's exercise or nutrition. So do you have any tips you could give us?
We've been learning, since we've been running our business, son, it's very evident to you how nervous people are of coming into the gym environment. And that was the whole concept of dbPT Transformation Studio. As you know, we were trying to offer a niche service that people are not offering to encourage people into this environment. And I think a lot that is a lot of it. So I would say to people, have the courage to make a start. We get we get inquiries, and people inquire to us, and we never hear from them again. And we might post something on Facebook, and everyone will be tagging it, saying, "Shall we do this? Shall we do this?" And none of them will turn up. So you have to take that bold step sometimes. And we're talking back to myself. We're talking about looking good. Aesthetics is it's a byproduct of feeling good and being healthy. That's all it is. It's a byproduct of that. And as you know, I'm more keen on health than anything else. So when people come into this exercise fitness environment, especially with us, because we tell the truth, we're no bullshit guys. We're honest with people. And I think a lot of people think they're going to go to the gym and they're going to be stuck on a treadmill and they've got to run for hours and go on a cross trainer for hours and not eat. It's the worst thing you can do, and it's just not what you need to do to get your body in a good place. And as we say, we're not normal personal trainers. We say cardio sucks. And the reason we say it sucks is because it's good for fitness, it's good for endurance, but if you want to lose fat, you don't need to do any cardio. So my answer to your question is, what puts people off starting? Well, they think they're going to have to run for hours. They think they haven't got to eat anything. They think they've got to punish themselves, kill themselves. You really haven't got to do any of that. We've got a huge amount of fat loss going on in our studio at the moment, and we have a little joke. And when we ask our clients, or people talk to them, saying, "Oh God, look at you! You're looking amazing. How much cardio did you do?" And we always go,
Zero.
Big zero. So our clients don't do any cardio for a good month to 2 months. Cardio to us for fat loss is a tool that we take out of the toolbox when we need it. Why would you throw everything at your body day one? Sometime during the diet, your weight's going to plateau. And then we need to bring a tool out of the toolbox. And cardio can be that tool. So if a client's been doing really well and they're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, which is healthy weight loss, and that they're continuing to do that, then what do we change? We change nothing. They're doing great. But at some point, the body will fight back and their weight will plateau. So that's a good time to bring cardio in. So then we can start adding some cardio. And even then, do we thrash them into submission? No, we don't. We might add in a few hours cardio a week. It could be 3, 4 little 30-minute normally HIIT style training. Normally fun stuff, because again, cardio sucks. We might get them jumped around, having fun with a battle rope or something like that. So, sorry, gone on a little bit there, but to answer your question again, don't be put off. You haven't got to run till you're near death. You haven't got to sweat, so there's a pool of sweat on the floor. If you just want to lose weight, it's all about what you eat. It's about the food you eat. If you want to get healthy and fit, weight training, pushing weights, resistance training is far superior to cardiovascular exercise, and I will stand by that. I sell that as part of my business. But the weight training, so resistance training, if you look at the study, it is far superior to cardiovascular exercise. There's a time and a place for cardio, but that really depends where you are on your journey, and it is individual journey. If someone comes to us and they want to enter a marathon, a Spartan race, then they're going to have to do some cardio. But if you just want to get fit and healthy and feel good, then you don't have to do any cardio to an extent. We just do small amounts to keep our body in a good place. But again, individual journeys, that's what it's all about. But generally, don't be put off thinking when you join a gym, or we call ours a studio, because it's when you join, you haven't got to kill yourself, you haven't got to punish yourself to get the results you want. And as we say here, if you go on a treadmill for 30 minutes, if you have one digestive biscuit afterwards, you've just wasted 30 minutes of your life. So why would you do that? Skip the biscuit, stay off the treadmill. That's much more fun in my eyes. How's that? Was that a good answer, son?
That was a good answer. Long one, but a good one.
Sorry, buddy.
It's fine, don't worry.
You know me, I can talk for hours.
You can. Right, last little question. Obviously, because you're quite late in the game. Say you're
Thanks, mate.
You're 53. Do
you have to keep saying that? God.
Okay. So you're quite late in the game. If you could go back in time, if you could jump in your time machine and go back, what would you say to your younger self? I'm talking about your 20s, probably early 30s. What would you go back and say?
Oh, mate, I would be. I would be a super. I would be a superstar.
I mean, like nutrition,
stuntman.
Nutrition and like fitness. I mean, not.
I would
not just in general.
Yeah, I would tell myself not to do lots of things, son, that I'm not going to discuss with you. No, sorry. What's the question again?
So if you could go back and like go to your younger self, and
you mean talk, last week? Okay, carry on.
Talk to the younger you.
Yeah.
A good, I don't know, 20 years back, let's say, probably.
Okay.
What would you say to you about fitness and nutrition? Like, what would you say to change what you've done?
Mate, our understanding on nutrition has changed so much in the last few years compared to 20 years ago. And even now, the government guidelines are not accurate to what we know today. 20 years ago, we thought if we stuffed loads of pasta down our neck, we'd get hench. So we're eating eating loads of pasta and rice and things like that. And I'm not anti-pasta and rice, but it certainly doesn't get you hench. That's a podcast on its own. It really is, because what we knew 20 years ago to what we know now, and we're in a great position now with the internet available to us. I think studies becoming better. There's a lot more research. There should be more, really. But I think our understanding on the body is far better now, and especially the gut, the effect the gut has on the brain and things like that. We never understood that fully 20 years ago at all. And there's still so much to learn. So it's too big to answer, Cade. 20 years ago, so much was different to today. And I do think we're in a fairly good place today. We still argue about what diet's right and what diet's wrong, which is a shame. Diet being a way of eating. But what would I do different? I'd do everything different. My training would be different. The way I eat would be different. So much. If I knew back then what I knew now, I would be the next Captain America, possibly, or Thor, maybe, Superman.
Hulk.
No, Batman. I'm not big enough for Hulk. I don't like the big look. I like the lean look. That's more like it. So
I don't know. I think the green looks quite good.
Maybe. I don't know. It'd be maybe. Captain America's cool, but I'm English.
Who knows?
How about Captain English?
Captain England.
Captain British, let's say.
Johnny England.
No, I don't want to be Johnny England.
Alright, dudes. Well, that'll be it for today. We just wanted to skim across Dad's history. Dad's long, very, very, very long.
Shut up.
Just a little bit about him. Skimmed across a bit of fitness. But, we'll talk more about it in later episodes, about arthritis, as we briefly.
It's a good subject, actually. We should go.
Yeah, exactly.
I have something to offer there. Yeah, I have something to offer there. We've done a good job actually with my arthritis, and we've I can definitely help some people with that.
Cool. We'll do one on fat loss as well. There's some little bits and bobs Dad's done recently that I want to talk about. Some weird, wacky crazy woo-woo stuff, which we'd like to dip into, have a little chat about.
Just leave the sheep out of it, all right?
I'll leave the sheep out of it. This is our first podcast and video, so if you're watching this on video, you can also watch it on iTunes. If you're on iTunes now, you can go to our Facebook, you can look on there, keep track, we'll be posting stuff on there. And that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the first
what
episode.
we have to do, I'm sure we'll try and get better. This is our first one, so we will try and improve. And again, hopefully we'll cover some good subjects. And, what's interesting with Cade and I is I'm 53.
And I'm a strapping young 18.
Cade's 18, so there's a big difference between us.
Big contrast.
We run the business together.
Yeah.
We're just normal people with our own journeys. So I think, with us, we're no bullshit. What you see is what you get. And I don't mince my words, as everyone knows. So hopefully we'll cover some really good topics. And in the future, after we have more than 3 followers, then once we get to 6 or 7 followers, maybe we can get some people to ask us questions that you want us to discuss for you, and we'll cover those subjects. But we need to get 6 followers first, really, Cade, don't we? And that's not including Nan and Grandad.
They don't even have Wi-Fi.
They don't have Wi-Fi, true, yeah. Okay, that's not 6, that's actually 4 followers then. But Nan and Grandad, we'll have to hook them up to Wi-Fi, so maybe we can increase our following, yeah. All right then, guys.
Cool.
So,
well, like and subscribe if you can, so you keep track of where we are. Share our posts, and Ben Greenfield, hit us up if you want to do a collaboration. We're totally up for that.
You can come and interview us, of course.
Yeah, dude, totally up for that. Cool. So, see you guys soon.
All right, cheers.
Bye.
Bye.